about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.
That was great sounds of Watts with Outside on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, with my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, EZ Bluez is in the building. EZ Bluez, you're better with introductions more than me. Who do we have with us today on Behind the Brand?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's really explore some things, because there's 1.5 million things you can rock and roll and go through. One of the most incredible things that I've ever seen in entertainment is those people that go from the background to the foreground. Those people that take matters into their own hands and continue to go. Those people, you can say Phil Collins did it. You can actually say Steven Tyler did it, where they were sitting in the back just on their 1 and 2s, which happened to be drums. But for this man, the 1 and 2s were actually the turntables themselves. Went from the background to the foreground. Went on tour with some of the most incredible human beings out there, actually vibed and grew with them. And from there, a suggestion off a rhyme pattern of a name brought us the most incredible pickles you have ever tasted. I'm telling you right now, there is a pickled pineapple that'll bring a tear to your eye and soothe your stomach. And I am loving every second of it. So ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. Not if we're driving. If we're driving, we keep our hands at 10 and 2 because we need to be safe at all times. For the amazing, the incredible, the man himself, Mo Niklz. What's up, brother? How you been?
Chilling. Just over here pickling, you know. Pickling, mixing between.
Keeping it pickling.
Keeping it pickled.
So, keeping it pickled. Now, for those, we got into it a little bit in the intro, but, how did the pickle journey start for you? Would you just wake up one day and be like, I need a kosher?
Yeah, I'm a pretty simple man. I enjoy puns, and, just came up with that. That's actually kind of a derivation of where Mo Niklz came from. It's just like, it could be Mo, like kind of anything, and came through, like people be like, my friends would be like, oh, it's Mo Tickles, Mo Sickles, Mo Pickles. And one day I was going on an international tour, and I was just like, oh, what's an interesting merch idea? And realistically, I was just thinking maybe like beer koozies or socks or something. But somebody was like, oh, what, Mo Pickles? And then my friend Crystal, who lived out in Minneapolis at the time, she chimed in and was just like, hey, I've been meaning to make some pickles. If I make some pickles, would you promise to sell them at your shows? And I was like, I don't have a reason to say no to this. And sure enough, tour went on, and people were way more enthused about the pickles than they were the show or like anything, else going on. So I was just like, all right, this is maybe there's something to this. I should stick with this. People are pretty dead serious about their pickles. So that was like
it's so interesting.
7 years ago. Yeah. It's still going now, and
awesome.
got my album started up last year, and yeah. Sorry, I thought you were trying to say.
It's so interesting, the actual.
I'm getting like sporadic.
The internet is, I think the internet is being weird because we're sharing such incredible knowledge that the internet decides to get weird on us. But I love the fact that it's just a natural progression for you. I love also the fact that, like, no joke, I mean, I've seen you a bunch of times with a bunch of different people, and you're one of the best DJs out there. Especially, I don't even consider that like the local scene. I see a lot of people come through, and you're able to add so much to the act itself, without overstepping. That seems just a natural progression, and knowing you for the human being that you are, that is just a perfect part of your personality. And I love the alliteration there with dealing with the P's. But as you continue to grow it and move forward, where did the actual idea be like, hey, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to actually pursue a life as a DJ first? Let's get there.
I don't think it was like, oh, I'm not going to be, it was just a hobby that I took very seriously. Yeah, I don't think I ever in my life had been like, oh, I can make a living off of this. It was just something where I would just kind of focus like, well, I guess I would kind of put that before my career. So it's like I would be working jobs, or it's like, okay, like, it's just like a natural progress. Again, it's been something I've been doing for 20 plus years now. And it was just always something I would go in and get a job and be like, okay, this pays decent enough, but it's not real serious. I'm not going to feel bad when I tell them I have to quit because I got to go on a month-long tour or something, like, so that is true. I have had, some friends and like different, over the different years of my life where I've seen a lot of grown men like break down and just be like, if I can't make it off of rap music, I don't know how to justify my life. And it's like, dude, you got like kids, like, nobody told you this was the thing that was a viable thing. Like this is something, you need to reprioritize. You have children. Like, that might be more important than you making, rap hits or something, like, and also just take the time to actually do it. It was a hobby, but it would consume, at least 20, 30 hours of a week or something, just putting the time in, which is something I'm really doing with the pickle stuff right now. I was not as good at it as DJing. It's just like, okay, I gotta be picked. I gotta do I gotta put the work in, I got, like I put my 8 hours in yet today or something. That was something, my friend, Mike Eagle is now killing it. His whole work motto is, he quit his job as a teacher, and he was just like, just tuck away in his office, and he's just like, all right, I'm putting 8 hours. I'm working on something. If it's booking, if it's working on tracks, if it's doing that, if it's networking, that's, you got to treat it. It's a full-time job, and again, it still might not work out.
Right.
I put my 10,000 hours in, and people are like, Pickles, tell me more about that. Like, all right.
Well, no, it's so true. And a lot of people, and a lot of people don't see that. I mean, it's so much so that I think it was Dire Straits had the song, Money for Nothing and Your Kicks for Free, because everyone thinks, becoming a musician, becoming, some type of entertainer is the easiest life out there, but it's not. You do have to put those 8 hours in. And when you're done with those 8 hours, there's another 8 hours you have to put on top of that. Prestige and I, talk about it all the time. One of the first times I was out here, just the networking aspect of it, I would go 3 or 4 days just constantly going through every single aspect, making sure I'm hitting every single show I can, making sure that I'm fully networking. And that was before I even had a project, and you just have to continue to go out there and push and grow. And I love that as you're doing this, you have this amazing laid backness to you, that I just completely, I have a tendency to walk into a room and I talk the room, and that's how I go about it. And you have this great energy that is able to calm even someone as erratic as I am down. And I won't be your flowers for that, because that's what you say. Like, no, because even, the last time, we were doing the show and different stuff like that, I had a little bit of nervous energy. But even before that, I was able to perform. I got to have a little conversation with you about something, completely off base. And you were actually talking, and I want to get into it, about your friend and the amazing hookup that your friend got. And I was just able to calm me and center me.
Oh, yeah.
Is that just a natural part of your personality, or do you work on that with dealing with that amount of artists that you deal with?
That is something that just naturally happens. I'm not like, well, I am just trying to, the whole Mo Niklz thing is just kind of like, it's like I want to be somebody that people can enjoy being around, or something. It's like not something, like sometimes something that kills me when people get up on stage or something and they bring like, they're like, oh man, like I'm having such a terrible day, or this, that, and the third. It's like I don't try and like bring that energy to people, like it's just like, okay, like I'm out, people didn't leave their house to hear about, like they have their own terrible situations that they're trying to escape from. That's why they're paying to come out here. Like nobody left their house to be like, oh, I hope this guy can tell me how terrible his day is, and just like not even like a comedic type of way, or if I do that, I try and have some type of anecdote or something associated with it. It's not just like life is just the worst. you know, at least try and put like some type of spin on it or something. But yeah, that is something. Yeah, the whole Mo Niklz thing was like kind of paying homage to a best friend of mine that passed away. He just had like a great way of. We would just be sitting around doing nothing, and we would just like all of a sudden just like burst into like making silly sounds or something like you know, or he would just find like a great way to have fun, like out of just like nothing. And you know, like that's something I was like really kind of distraught, like that was taken out of this world. So it was just kind of like something I've always wanted, you know, trying to, you know, he was obsessed with like the number 5 and stuff. That's where the Niklz comes from. And yeah, the Mo was just it's just like an easy, like my government name is way too long. Like I go to the doctors. Going to the doctors is not fun. Or like setting up going to the airport when they have to see my actual. I'm just like, yeah, that's my whole name. You know, like this is ridiculous. So I just love the Mo Niklz, 3 syllables, like literally just 6 or I guess 7 letters, right? My misspelling, forgetting how to spell my name.
Right.
Yeah, just 3 syllables, super easy. And but yeah, and just fun in general.
Right.
Starting off, how hard was it to read a crowd?
Oh, geez. Yeah, well, it didn't help that I was really into like early 2000s indie hip hop stuff, like F Jux and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just like people would just, and I was also really into like turntablist stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I had to teach myself how to do it, so I was just doing like these terrible juggling. Like I grew up. All my friends, we did like house music and jungle and stuff. Then when my best friend died of a drug overdose, I stopped doing drugs. I was just, yeah. It's like I'm always like, oh, it was like 20 something years ago. Like, but yeah, like it somehow means less than that, you know. It's like, oh, you're sorry. It doesn't have to be. You can bring the sorry down to, you know, like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear. It's always like a weird thing when it's like people like, oh, you know, oh, my aunt died. People are like, oh, I'm sorry. I just go, oh, I didn't really know her. You know, it's like,
yeah,
it's somehow less of a tragedy. I don't know. It's but yeah, no. So it was real tough. I would play like Cage and nonfiction and stuff, and people just wanted to hear Biggie and you know. So that was definitely, and I was just like, I don't care. This is what I want to play. And, you know, growing up, just being like the only person, I didn't have people to teach me. Like we all taught ourselves how to DJ and beat juggling and stuff is so intricate a thing. You can't just like really wait. You need to take months to years of like kind of doing the bedroom thing to really branch out. So that took forever. Right now it's like, it's kind of like set a vibe, see if like people are kind of like not into, you know, like maybe they might be like, okay, like this tribe bass line is like what people are kind of like nodding their head to or something, or maybe somebody's like spitting the lyrics or whatever. You know, depending on that, it's like I might just kind of go from that, or just be like, all right, I gotta like, no, this isn't working. I gotta completely flip the script, try something different. You know, maybe play like some James Brown or something, or maybe some Daptone or something,
right?
And see if I can get a reaction from that. And if not, then just play, you know, just be like, whatever. I don't. Let me just play some weird stuff, or you know, at some points I'm like, yeah, there's nobody's even paying attention. I may as well DJ for myself.
Right.
Right.
But on the bright side, you get to know people's different reactions and know how they relate to different kinds of music. You know, it helps you branch out to know different personalities.
That's true. Yeah, you never know. It's tough because like a lot of times you're just setting up at a bar or something.
Right.
It could be people that are there for the show. It could be people that are just there to drink. Like I just set up for a show in Rhode Island, and this one guy, he was like 5'0", wearing like 3 like different type. He had like a special like Boston Red Sox camouflage shirt on, camo pants, like 3 or 4 American flags on like his apparel. He must have put like $20 in the jukebox. And I think like the Boys Are Back in Town is playing when like I'm trying to do a sound check.
Right.
And he just comes up to the stage and he just goes, I didn't put all that money in the jukebox for nothing. And I was just like, all right, I guess sound check is done. I'm not like, sounds fine. We'll figure it out later, you know?
It's a very thick-skinned business, huh?
Yeah. It could be a bit. And I'm just like, dude, like, I'm just doing sound check. Like you realize that there's a show here happening later. Like, oh man.
Oh man. Easy. Where are you, my friend? My God. But yeah, man, the DJ business can be really rough. I remember when I was working with a DJ on my former radio station, he used to tell me just so many stories about how he used to get requests all the time. And it was just very frustrating because you guys already have that set list down. Am I right?
Yeah. A lot of times I might have the whole set, you know, it's like I already know this song transitions to that and have like a whole kind of flow. Like I already know how long I'm supposed to be DJing for or whatever. But again, like a lot of times, like nobody cares about the actual transitions. Like they just want to hear the actual tracks. Like one of the things that I do, or I try and focus on a lot, is just kind of blending songs together in a way that people might not like. It just seems like kind of seamless. So I was trying to like my mix tracks or whatever like that. But a lot of time, you know, depending on where you're at, they just want to hear, you know, just do whatever, like kind of transition, you know, into the next. Like what kind of gigs was your DJ friend talking about doing?
This is another thing I want to talk about, and I'll get back to Easy. I like the whole plethora of music you got right behind your head right there, man. And I see the Ghostface Killer. I think a Jay Dilla thing is back there too. You know what I mean? I'm trying to squint with my barely 15-20 vision. I'm not a, you know, professional when I say this term, but I like what I see behind you, brother.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty well curated wall. It was definitely a COVID project. I got some Green Day. Yeah, it's some Rage, Green Day, some Prince. And
I see Gorillas back there too. Am I right?
Radiohead.
Yeah.
Hells yeah. But yeah, it's, and there's like a whole bunch over behind like the TV. That's kind of like the growing up stuff.
Nice, man. Nice. I love it. Easy. Thanks for you're back with us, man. The internet gods is gonna love you. What's going on?
The internet gods, man. The internet gods. It is what it is. No, it's really, really interesting because, you know, as you say, you picked up learning how to read a crowd and different stuff like that. And that actually does translate into doing the pickles as well, because you have to, you know, read, you know, the different taste buds. But what I really love what you talk about is those moments where you can tell the crowd isn't paying attention, so you're just going to spin for yourself. And those are the moments actually where people connect with you, I think, the most. Because then that person, like, you're like, oh, word, that dude just played. There's no way. How did he even find that? Like, I got to go talk to this dude about that. And it to me, like, I'm not a huge pickle fan, but your Pickled Pineapple is what got me. And I know that also kind of had that type of aspect of you wanted to make things for yourself, and that's what seems to be garnishing the bestness for you.
Yeah, it's the same thing like I was saying where I'm going in and DJing, like all my friends, we all taught ourselves, and then it's like I started doing hip hop, and then it's like I was kind of off on my own trying to figure out how to do all these cuts and juggles and stuff, and then and it's the same thing with the pickles where I'm just like, all right, let me experiment with this, let me experiment with that, you know, just kind of learn, you know, I would love to have some pickle aficionado friends that, you know, I can compare recipes with or whatever, figure out what I'm doing wrong with this or that. Yeah, the Pickled Pineapple is definitely the first thing that I made where I was like, this is incredible. Oh my God, you know, like, and yeah, like reading the crowd. I started doing, like, I was always playing at bars. I started doing spicy pickles and stuff for that. You know, a lot of people, you know, it's like they just, a lot of people, alcohol and spice definitely has like a certain, you know, people always like getting like chicken wings or something, or even just my mediums as like a pickleback chaser. I think it's like fantastic. Right. But yeah, just stay experimenting, trying something new. It's like, okay, like I got all my, you know, like I put my 8 hours in today. I'm all set. Like, you know, or I haven't put my 8 hours in yet today, but there's nothing else really to do. It's like, oh, let me try something else out. You know, maybe like pickle with something else, you know, experiment with something different, you know, do like pickle, like just, you can, you know, pickle anything. And again, sometimes things don't hit. My favorite thing that I pickled that like nobody picked up on was like some giardiniera, which is Italian pickled vegetables. I'm making, I just made some half sours. That's fantastic. I'm coming through with like a kimchi recipe that I'm really happy with. I just got to look up
Nice.
the actual specifics for how to actually make sure it's stored safely, and because it's different from the way I've been pickling stuff. I'm just doing the cold batch, whatever, which is a whole other thing. It's like I got to figure this stuff out on my own. Like I had to take my better process control school. I got to do, which is crazy. It's like just to be able to sell pickles hand to hand, I had to take this class that is essentially the same thing for me just selling some pickles at a show versus if I wanted to run a factory. So it's like I had to learn all these different machines and stuff. Like, you know, there's like 5 different parts of, there's a whole chapter on glass bottles.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Like just figuring out what the technical terms for everything is, like how to look for like every imperfection of them and stuff. It's like, and I'm just like, I'm not even doing that method. Like I'm just doing the cold batch stuff. But yeah, he still had to learn it all. But yeah, I'll just take some time, try something else out. You know, I did some pickled cranberries. I do that, and around like Thanksgiving time. I'm doing pickled beets. That's again, read the crowd. You know, I set up at a farmer's market, and they go, "Oh, what's the?" You know, I got my samples of the pineapple and the cucumbers out there, and they go, "What's this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's pickled beets." Go, "What's in that?" I was like, "Oh, you know, local honey, fresh ginger, turmeric, garlic." They just go, "All right, this is sold. Like this is all I came here for." Like $10, yes. Like don't even need to try it.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, EZ Bluez is in the building. We got more Niklz talking about his pickles on Behind the Brand. Go ahead, Easy.
No, I love the fact that it is this.
Oh man, internet is just crazy. I got the
pickles and the pickle juice. You spoke about it for a second. A pickleback, which is actually taking, you know, and the pickleback.
Oh boy. Easy, come back to us. Easy, come back to us. Easy, come back to us. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. Easy, come back.
I realized it was like, you know, somebody's just like, "Oh, let's do that." And I was like, "Oh, this is fantastic." I got to work out some recipes. Cause yeah, like, again, I'm trying to see, like, tell people all the value and everything. It's like, yeah, like, it's not just like a Hannibal Buress spit. Like the juice actually has a lot of value to it as well. So you can make mixed drinks with it. Like I actually made like kind of a Bloody Mary where I just put some olive, like, you know, just take some V8, pour a little bit of the hot stuff in there, the hot pickle stuff, a little bit of cracked pepper, some celery, and you know, some vodka. I'm like, this is a freaking great drink. There's like pickled cranberry. It's like just add some seltzer and water and vodka to it. You can make I'm trying to like figure out like a whole different recipe book of like drinks you can make like with the juice as well. The pickled pineapple, I had a spicy margarita with that. That was absolutely amazing. We actually just did an event at Sheets where I sold pickles, and Sarah made like a bunch of original like pickle cocktails with it at 3 Sheets for people that aren't aware. And then I DJ'd as well the whole evening. That's in the past/future, whatever. Well, yeah, it already happened.
Which is reality.
Yeah,
which is reality.
Oh, and that, yeah,
but no, it's
like videos and stuff like that. So I have like a whole pickle routine and whatnot, which is particularly annoying when people aren't feeling stuff. Because I'm like, do you have any idea like how much time I had to edit all these videos and stuff, and people just like going out. Like it's definitely smoke break time when the DJ's on between the acts.
Yes and no. You spin some things that keep people in the club. Let's be real for that. But no, it's incredible to see. Now, obviously, you're talking about a recipe book, but what about the pickle mixtape? Like when is that dropping? Like when the perfect beats to the perfect pickle.
Yeah, get some Dilla in there. Get some, maybe Hungry. Do the farmers market mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because actually the whole me doing beats the first time was just a complete joke. I just made I made them extra spicy, and it was Mo Pickles like hot beats. So, but yeah, like some critical beat down, some like maybe like the wolf. Yeah, who knows? I got to figure out all this food stuff. Yeah, homeboys. Yeah, homeboy Sam.
Well, I mean, you could take some ska. It's got skanking pickle on there. You know.
Yeah. I got a show with Homeboy Sandman on the 7th at State House with Sodalish, Old Self.
Nice.
Yeah, I have seen him since our tour pre-COVID. Him and Quelle Chris. Shout out to Quelle Chris. He just Lizzo just sampled him on her last track of the new song. So loved seeing that dude kill it. He's just like it was a real pleasure getting to share a hotel room with that guy. He's just like the Big Lebowski of indie rap music. Just the dude.
Nice.
Yeah. I love remember we were like in Georgia, he would just go through to like the dollar stores and buy stuff, and he bought the Golden Girls shirt that I saw you wearing at the Shame Penguin thing.
Nice.
He got it at like a Calendar down south. And we were shopping for a Rambo shirt for Homeboy Sam because he was just telling us about how Sly was his favorite thing. And I think it was actually in the woman's section or something there. But he just pulled it up and he's like, yo, I could. And I was just like, dude, I really wish I thought of that. That's a perfect shirt. It just says Stay Golden. It's got the Golden Girls on it. I think when I met him, or the first day of the show, he was just wearing a young Justin Bieber shirt, and it just said Bieber on it. It was his his wife's shirt. He was just wife's shirt, Jean Grey, who was just rocking it. But he bought that, and then he bought these camo pants with deer on it, and he's this black dude with dreads down south. And I thought it would be kind of weird at the gas stations and stuff like that. But every trucker came up to him and was like, "Yo, those are some nice pants." Yeah, just these pajama pants with deer on them.
Right.
Oh man. But yeah, shouts to Quelle. Happy somebody's getting the Lizzo royalty money.
There you go. No, it's just so interesting because your career, you've worked with some people that you kind of grew up watching and growing. What has that experience been like for you to sit and eat at the table of those I guess I wouldn't say idolized because I don't think you're an idolized type of person, but someone you respected going through.
Yeah, I do.
Just being real, I don't think you idolize people.
I totally made an idiot of myself in front of Pharoah Monch at the Woods Quelle Chris show.
Oh, wow, tell me about that.
So this was totally kismet, how it was I hadn't really checked out Quelle Chris that much, but it was the Hiding Places / the Billy Woods Hiding Places produced by Kenny Siegel, which was kind of Woods' meteoric uproar. His biggest track is SpongeBob is on that, and Quelle Chris's Guns track, which turned out to be, those two were my favorite albums of what was that, 2018, 2017. So I'm there at soundcheck loading in, and I get on my car, and there's this beautiful black all black Mustang, black tint, black rims, and I'm just damn, that's a sick car. And I look up, it's parked right behind me. I look up, and it's Pharoah Monch, and he's just on his phone. I just made this this stupid ass oh my god, it's there might be 5 or 10 people I would actually lose my cool over. And Pharoah Monch is obviously one of them.
Right.
And so I'm just sitting, he saw me, and I was just oh man, I ducked my head in my trunk to get my turntables out, and I'm taking a couple breaths. I'm oh man, maybe that was embarrassing. Maybe let me get my turntables out of my trunk. Maybe he'll be he'll see me walk in with my cases. He'll be oh, okay, this dude's actually legit or something, And so it's just like, all right, like, let me just put a normal face on, get back out here, get the turntables, you know, my DJ bag, my record bag, and I'm walking by the car, and he's simultaneously rolling up the passenger side window and turning the music up on his radio. And I was just like, damn, I was like, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, definitely, like, I've met, again, it's like one of those things where I treat people like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, don't meet your idols or something. Like,
don't meet your heroes.
Yeah, don't meet your heroes. Like I always find people would be like, oh, I hate Cage. I'm just like, oh, what's up? You know, what did Cage, like, yeah, I guess he can be a dick. Like, what did he do? You know, he's definitely a bipolar person.
Right.
Like, what situation that led you to say, like, F this guy or something? And they would just be like, they would boil down this, they would tell you the story, and basically it's like, oh, I'm a huge fan of this guy, and he didn't want to be my friend. I'm like, he doesn't owe you that. like,
yeah.
You know, he could say hi, maybe like take a picture, sign something for you, but like he doesn't owe you to be a friend. And yeah, like I toured with him, and he would definitely be like bipolar from time to time, but he went, like, I had a great time with the dude. He actually, you know, he taught me the food dance. like, you know, and yeah, that was cool. Just like being backstage with, you know, DJing for Cage and Chesky, and he's just like back there chilling, eating carrots and broccoli and hummus, just dancing backstage. And I was like, yo, I can't believe what's going on right now. He was like, and he just like, he saw me staring at him. He's like, oh yeah, this is the food dance. This is like, get some good food in you, do a little bop. And sure enough, I know like my food's really hitting. Like when I'm eating some Sally's, like white potato pie or something, I'm just like, yeah, it's all right. This is it. Helps you digest, helps you.
You've been doing this for a long time. What's better to DJ with, vinyl or just doing electric?
Oh, you gotta do. I think Serato was already out by the time I had been doing the vinyl thing, or like by the time I was actually actively touring out. And it's like there's too much. Like you gotta bring it. It's not feasible. Like I'll see Kid Koala, and he's got like 5 crates of vinyl with him and doubles, triples of everything. But it's all like sorted out and like a crate, and it's like, yeah, okay, like if you're getting paid to be like the only person and but I can't be on tour with 3 other people and be like, okay, like all the trunk space is just my vinyl. Like it's not gonna work out. And also you can't even like really bring that in the car. Like you gotta it's like, all right, I gotta bring it in from the car every time, you know, like so now, and especially with like I got a bad back, presumably from setting up my 80-pound freaking speakers and like whatever, like house parties like 20 years ago. And so, you know, like, and in crates and, cause even just, if I want to spin vinyl, like nobody books me for spinning vinyl anymore. But if I want to, I got to spend 2 hours going through my vinyl and picking out 3 crates. If I skimp out and just do 2, I get a request and I'm just like, damn, that definitely would have gone in the 3rd crate. I'm sorry, you know. but yeah, I mean, Serato's great. Like you can do all kinds of stuff. Like the phase is neat. I was doing like this trick with Homeboy Sand, on tour with Homeboy Sand, where the phase, so it's actually like a Bluetooth thing that detects how fast the record's going. So it does. You don't even need a needle, which is great because again, you have, when you're setting up at all these places, like you have all this different technology you got to work against. A lot of times you get ground issues if you're doing vinyl, like if they have bad power setups there. You know, Serato is just like, it's all line in stuff, so you don't get that. But with the phase, I was doing a trick where it's like you pick the turntable up and you can do like cuts in the air with it and stuff. And I was doing, you know, like it developed this like, you know, he's like, yeah, like just do your own thing for like a little bit in the middle of my set. And it kind of evolved to this thing at this point where I was like, so I got these turntables off my dead friend, and I feel like I can like speak with them and, you know, like communicate like telepathically with the turntables. It's a stupid trick. I'm like palming the little thing in like my other hand and like, you know, like trying to make it seem like I was doing something with the other one. And people were like, instead of being, oh, that's a cool trick, people just came up to me to talk about their dead friends that like they tragically lost.
Right.
And I was just like, that was the end of, I was like, yeah, I'm not like touring the entire country to just hear like these terribly traumatic stories, from strangers, you know?
Right.
So that was the end of that bit.
Did you hear any good stories about your Halloween sets? I see your videos on Facebook. It looks you're having a lot of fun. I see SpongeBob on the background, and you just like having the time of your life just making those mixes.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. I always have fun for Halloween. Try and go out of I have a whole evil laugh set up, where it's just like people's like, it's just like a 3 minutes of me cutting up like people's evil laughs. So there's like Megatron on there. There's actually, dude, Mark Hamill is the Joker.
Oh man!
Actually, the best laugh on there is actually Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
He has an iconic laugh. He does.
Like wow, his eyes light up. He's got this crazy diabolical laugh when it's like he was just like, I don't even know what the conversation was with Will, but I was like, damn. Well, yeah, every Halloween I'll try and like cut up some Treehouse of Horrors or something like that, or try and make something special for Halloween. It's definitely a great holiday.
Yeah, you seem to be having the time of your life. But Easy, I see the finger going up, man. What you got?
Well, no, it's so interesting because you have made this transition, and it's a transition that we talk about on the show all the time, where you are taking, coming from the corporate world itself, or the world they tell us we need to grow up through, where we're starting to live other people's dreams and work for other people's dreams, and you have started to do that for yourself. And I know that has happened actually more with your relationship with Cheshki and Fake 4. Can you talk about that just a little bit so people can understand?
Yeah, absolutely. He basically, the guy that was doing shipping for him. Well, I mean, I met Chesky in like 2011 or something. Yeah, 2011, and just kind of like developed wasn't really a fan at first. It's just like, who the hell's this guy with the guitar doing like Hanson like choruses and stuff? Like, this isn't hip hop, Like, it was more like a boom bap, like hip hop type of guy. But his live show definitely like grew on me, and then he booked me at 2012 at South by Southwest.
Oh wow, that had to be fun.
Yeah, that was actually a great time. The year after was definitely like, okay, like South by is like definitely a corporate like thing. Like nobody's coming out to our show because there's an event where people are actually handing out like free laptops.
Oh man,
it's like no money. It's tough trying to make it like the indie world, or it's like even first year there, it's like, okay, well, Danny Brown's doing a show across the street from us. Like I'm doing a show with like Louis Logic, Mike Eagle, like all these homies. But yeah. No, so he booked me on a show, and he was just like, oh yeah, you want to come down here? He was like, you want to do a whole Fake 4 video set? Kind of open the event, and I was just like, yeah, sure. And then I didn't realize like all like the talent that was on there, like Dark Time Sunshine with Henri Zavala. Mike Eagle, even Chesky just killed it out there live. Bluebird, Paranoid Castle. It turned from being people were like, oh, this guy's great. Like he has his own record label. I'm like, yo, I know like a dozen people that have their, they just have 2 or 3 like friends that they put music that does. But I was like, oh, this guy actually has like some dope acts in Canada, out in the UK or whatever. Like dude actually puts work in, and then kind of started DJing for him. From there, and I was always doing like whatever BS like retail jobs or like doing shipping and stuff like that. So he's like, oh hey, do you want to take over doing shipping for Fake 4? I was like, yeah, sure. I got room in this house that I moved into to store stuff or whatever. And that kind of like developed into being like kind of the perfect job to have like during COVID, because it was like I was doing construction on and off, and then developed some severe sciatica issues. So that was just like done. And, but 2020, as terrible year it was, people were really buying a lot of records. Right. So, there was a lot of Fake 4 stuff going on. Like the vinyl implosion was great. My friend did a Pat the Bunny charity release where he issued a couple of his first albums, and I did all the ship. I shipped like 10,000 records, like over the course of COVID. Just in here in the office, packing up records like in the living room, and but yeah, it was just funny, like just having to do customer service and pack up Pat's records, which is like I had no idea. My buddy just got out of jail, and he's like laughing about some of the emails I'd send him, just being like, "Man, Pat's fans are crazy, dude." They're like, it's like, yo, like this one guy, he had this $300 record in his car. His car got impounded. He's not worried about his car. He's worried about the record. This $300. He's wondering if we have another record, and it's like we don't have the record. Otherwise, it wouldn't be going for $300. Like,
word.
And then, but why? You're worried about the record. You get your car back, dude. Like, you're clearly living out of it. You don't store vinyl in your car.
Ever.
Oh yeah, or people just being like, "Oh, I just got Pat's." Like, nobody hears from Pat because his fans are terrible. Like, well, not all of them. I have a lot of decent ones, but there's a lot of crazy Pat fans, and it's no wonder he doesn't like have any social media or and has quit making music. Which again, he's already on his like third successful career from there. But yeah, that's another relationship where it's like I'm just friendly acquaintances with guy, and like people are like, "Oh, you got his number? I want to ask him to do a project," and I'm like, "I don't like," and I'm not gonna ask my friend because he doesn't want to talk to me.
Right.
People are like,
and that's the other thing is well, no, that's the other thing, and you spoke about it with Cage as well. It's not owed. Like, look, you guys listen, you guys show up to the shows. That's dope. That's amazing. You guys are supportive, and we love you for it. We absolutely love you for it.
We love you for it on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Prestige, and my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, EZ Bluez is in the building. More Niklz is with us on Behind the Brand. Go ahead, Easy.
Well, and we we absolutely love you for it, and I will sit and have conversations, especially at the venue for hours upon hours with somebody afterwards. And if someone's going through something, I got you. Like, but if I am walking with my children to go to the skate park, I'm with my kids, bruh. Like, leave me alone. I don't know. I don't want to go and do shots with you at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm here at the skate park with my children. Like, I appreciate you, and I hope to see you at the show. And I got you. We'll do a shot at the show, but leave me lonesome.
Let me be. Yeah, this is my time with my kids.
Exactly.
This is not.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I love, and what's really incredible, and you and I have spoken about it before. You walking in the worlds that you walk, you have those moments where, like a Farrah Munch, or there's somebody there that you grew up listening to that's over in the corner just chilling, and you're like, do I want to go over there? And I've actually seen that when, like, you and Chesky are in the corner chilling at a show, where there are these other acts that are coming up, even myself to a point, like, if it wasn't for Wauta, like, inviting Chesky out to, like, have a pizza with me one day, I don't know if they, I actually was able to develop, like, a conversation and a friendship there, so I didn't have that same type of aspect. But if I was just, like, at a show, I would definitely be the guy in the corner, be like, they're way too cool for me to talk to. If I get summoned over, I will go and say hello. But, like, I'm gonna chill over here. But you guys have this incredible approachable energy that I just think is absolutely amazing. What is that like for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, Chesky and I are definitely, like, he's definitely a nicer guy than I am. I will tell people when they're out of line or something, or just be like, or just say no. Like, no, I don't owe you this. I just don't feel like doing it. And then people kind of stay there, like, kind of scuffled, and it's like, no, I don't owe you an explanation for this, or like you asked me. I'm a human being. I don't feel like doing that or something. Like, Chesky will actually, like, kind of be like nicer. So we're always like, it's like, oh yeah, people see me as like a nice guy, but it's like, no, he's like a way nicer guy than me, but yeah, but yeah, I do feel I'm very approachable. I'm just not always, like, people will kind of, like, I don't know. The internet's been weird now. People will kind of be like, "Oh, well, you could have done that nicer," and basically, like their idea of being nice about something is being Mr. Rogers, and it's like, no, like I don't have to be like. That is not like it's great if you do act that way towards people, like bravo, but that is not something that's owed to people in general. like yes, you can be that. I'm not saying you shouldn't necessarily strive to be that nice, but you don't have to, like that is a way too high of a standard of being nice. Like just don't be a dick, you know, don't be cussing people out for no reasons or anything, you know. Treat the staff, the server nicely, you know, like or whatever. Like I just cut off something with a lady because she told me a story where she went in and cussed out the gas attendant, and I was just like, why did
goodness.
you like that makes no sense to me. Like I was like, you know, I was like, yeah, no, don't. So that's a standard I think we should all have and hold people accountable for, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Mr. Rogers thing, you know, not so much.
Right. Mr. Rogers was amazing, but it was also a single person that, you know, spent a lot of time. I've read the books. I've looked at, you know, the way he goes about things. And I'll be honest, I don't like people that much.
Oh boy, here we go again. Another freeze.
As we start to watch, now obviously tomorrow, no, the 7th, right? You guys are at the State House, which I know the door guy there. He's adorable. You know.
Are you working that day?
Guys, you just bring that back like about 2 minutes in, or like a minute in from what you said, because it was like a huge freeze frame during the recording.
Okay, not a problem.
Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. What we were actually saying was, you know, the calendar that you have coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Oh,
yeah,
were we
you're good.
About,
yeah,
being nice or like being intimidated by people, or 2 minutes ago? Where were we 2 minutes ago?
But 2 minutes ago, we were actually coming out of the, you know, making sure Mr. Rogers is an incredible human being, but we're also human. You know, and sometimes we can just get pushed in those type of directions. But what's more important is you've got a bunch of stuff coming up in August. There's going to be a bunch of places where people can hear your music and where people can taste your amazing pickles. You know, now you spoke a little bit about it, dealing with Sodalish, I think on the 7th at the State House. Again, the door guy's adorable, so you should go say hi to him if nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, but sans all of that, you know, where are some of the best places to see you?
Yeah, the best places. So I'm setting up I'm bouncing around on a weekly basis between the Black Rock Farmers Market and the City Seed one. Tomorrow on Saturday, 8/6, I'll be at the Black Rock Farmers Market at St. Anne's Field over there in Bridgeport. Then 8/13, again, yeah, so 8/7 will be at the State House that Sunday. The next weekend should be at the Black Rock Farmers Market again. And then there's actually like a second Tuesdays at Tautog, where they just have vendors set up like right out in front of right on down Black Rock. I should be set up outside of there, and then they have like some drink specials and a DJ playing all vinyl in there. And Sunday I've got two events. I'm going to be set up at OEC. It's in Oxford. I believe it's the Eccentric Concoctions. Setting up, they have a vendors event there from 11 to 5. And then again, Mike has me vending at State House again for the Mandela show, and, which is going to be a packed event. Get your tickets if you haven't already. Then next week, I'll be at Wooster Square, New Haven, Farmers Market. And then after that, I'll be at this beard off and at the CT Valley Brewing from like 3 to 8. I should be judging beards. Yeah, my friend. It's always a great benefit going on there. My friend Andrew booked that. I used to DJ all those events as like charities and stuff, and then should be selling pickles as well there.
Nice.
And the 25th, back at State House. DJing for Chesky, State of or Apes Estate with Doom Scroll and Folk Punk Dad is going to be performing. Then the 27th back at the Black Rock Farmers Market. And yeah, you can check me out on like my Instagram. Like it's just Mo Pickles, just at MOPIKLZ. That's how it's spelled. That's my handle. I'm on there. Facebook. I'll be posting up like where I'm popping up next. Yeah, just be bouncing around farmers markets and stuff. In October, I got a tour with Billy Woods. Be my first time doing shows with him since COVID. Nice. He definitely blew up since the Alchemist record came out. The Arm & Hammer Haram Alchemist record came out. The two local shows, we're doing like a whole going up into Canada and stuff, but the most local shows that we're doing is East Hampton, Mass, Daily Operation, and in Boston on the 8th. Crystal Ballroom. That'll be a lot of fun. Get to see Woods, get some alone time with it, get some pal time, get to eat some great food. He's a big foodie.
Nice. Well, it's been an honor and a privilege, man. But unfortunately, the Apollo curtain is closing. You actually gave the people everything we needed as per how they can get in touch with you. I'm looking forward to everything down the line, man, and continuously watching you grow. Would love to have you back on, maybe in the fall to promote some of the amazingness you got rocking and rolling in the fall. And I look forward to crossing stages with you soon, brother. Thank you so much.
All right. Peace, guys. See you easy. Take care.
Absolutely, man. On WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven, myself, Prestige, with my partner in crime, EZ Bluez. More Niklz.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just discount? I don't know.